Hi, what's up guys, this is Scott here from 3 Guys and 1 Computer, bringing you a brand new video. This is something we've never done before, so we do hope you like this one. This video has been done because we haven't done one in a while, and it's also to celebrate the release of House Season 8. So me, Jake and James thought we'd put together a series of videos that will show off our favourite episodes from each season of House. For those of you who don't know who or what House is, it is an American TV medical drama series following the exploits of a doctor and his team. The episodes mainly revolve around the main character, Dr. Gregory House, who has been described by critics as moody, bitter, antagonistic, cynical, grumpy, maverick and a curmudgeon. House is addicted to narcotics, and because of this he does share many similarities with the character Sherlock Holmes. He does have chronic leg pain that he did cause himself, but we won't go into much detail about that, as it may spoil it for you. But also, please be aware that throughout these videos there will be spoilers in each one, so please be aware of that.
I knew you were insane. I will continue to try and stop you from doing insane things, but once they're done, trying to convince an insane person not to do insane things is in itself insane. So when I hired you, I also set aside $50,000 a year for legal expenses. So far, you've come in under budget.
Great. Any chance you could help me run some tests?
Dr. Foreman called Dr. Hamilton. He's flying in from LA.
You can talk to him.
Right, we are going to jump in straight away at episode 7 of season 1, which is called Fidelity.
And incredibly contagious. Every time I'm around one of them, I get blue.
It's not clinical depression.
Great. Got it all fixed.
In this episode, a woman lashes at her husband, which is special guest star Dominic Purcell.
Call Jacques. Tell him I'm not feeling well.
From the Prison Break series. Suspecting that something is wrong, Dominic takes his wife to Princeton Plainsboro Hospital. This is where House and his team work throughout every single season, and this is where they'll always work, but things will change, and like I said, we won't go into too much detail about that. But when House's treatments, all of them fail, it concludes that all the symptoms only point to one disease. But however, the only way that she could have got this disease was by sleeping with someone that has been to Africa.
Nope. I've never had an affair.
I believe you.
And I trust the lease.
The treatment for this disease is a drug that's fatal on its own 10% of the time. Which is why I need your written consent before I can legally prescribe it.
Why would she lie if she knew it could kill her?
I don't ask why patients lie, I just assume they all do.
But why?
To protect you, because she didn't think it mattered. It just seemed easier because that's what people do.
But she won't admit that to an affair, or neither will he. But when the patient goes into a coma, the husband has to make a decision whether or not he trusts her. We won't tell you anything about how it ends and all that, but the reason we enjoy this episode is because it's a bittersweet ending to it, and also it's because it's got Dominic Purcell in it. The next episode on our list is DNR, which is episode 9.
Guy can't walk for 2 years. Nobody knows why. It seems mildly interesting.
Forget his paralysis.
Tell that to the rest of his bowling team.
As far as this hospital is concerned, this is a simple case of lobar pneumonia. Boring.
But that not walking thing, that could turn into something serious.
DNR means do not resuscitate, and you'll find out why this is convenient in this episode. In this episode, a legendary jazz musician named John Henry Giles, which is played by Harry J. Lennox, collapses in a recording session and is believed to have ALS. And if he isn't treated, he'll become paralysed even further, and then he will choke to death.
O2 sets are dropping.
Breath sounds?
Junkie.
Mucus plug?
No, it's our mistake. Sludging from the IVIG. Blood can't get through to his lungs.
Start heparin, 500 cc's IV push.
He won't last long enough for it to work. We've got to intubate him stat.
We can't. He's DNR.
What?
The musician says to House and his team that if he stops breathing or choking at any time, he doesn't want to be resuscitated, so he signs a DNR. However, House does not believe that he has ALS and violates the DNR. We do like this episode as like a war between House and John Henry's doctor, who does try to steal a member of House's team by offering a lucrative job offer.
It's too late. We killed him.
Nobody killed him. He's not dead. Chase intubated.
He's DNR.
What are you doing? You can't do this.
Bag.
You can't do this.
Bag!
The next episode is Detox, which is episode 11.
Without the drugs, it'll hurt.
No, you can't. If you're just getting off pain medication, it will hurt, but you won't be having a great time, but you'll make it. If you're detoxing, you'll have chills, nausea.
This episode is one of our favourites throughout the whole series, and it's the first episode where we do see House detox.
Clinic duty, you can go a week without narcotics.
No way. I love the clinic.
You love the pills. 2 weeks.
Pills don't make me high. They make me neutral.
A month.
You're on, mister.
The reason that he detoxes is because Cuddy gives him a challenge, because if he doesn't take Vicodin for a week, he gets no clinic duty for a month. And Foreman and Cameron, who are members of House's team, worry that because he's not been taking his Vicodin, he may not be thinking straight. So as the withdrawal gets worse, House goes further and further off the rails, which is then endangering the patient's life, who did enter the hospital after a car wreck and won't stop bleeding. The next episode on our list is Cursed, and it's episode 13 of the season.
G A Oh man. B E Kate. That blows.
In this episode, a young boy played by Dal Sabara, who plays Juni Cortez from the film Spy Kids, consults a Ouija board that eventually leads him to believe that he's going to die. Chase, who is another member of his House's team, his father visits the hospital and helps the House's team out with this case.
Sorry, I've got to go.
These young doctors, it's like they don't care about people. No manners.
My fault, probably.
That's an interesting accent you have there. I'd say Czech, with about 30 years of Aussie.
You have quite an ear.
You're Chase's dad. Hard to miss, with the big hug.
But he's also hiding a secret from Chase that will come back to haunt him in later seasons. The next episode on our list is Mob Rules, and it's episode 15 of the season.
For him, we'll use the real medicine. Well, this was fun. Let's do it again soon. Brother in the Mafia?
In this episode, House is placed under a court order to treat a mobster played by Joseph Lyle Taylor, who has been in a lot of TV series like CSI and Grey's Anatomy. He has to be healthy for his federal testimony and is placed in a winter protection program.
People know where I am.
I want you to do your job. Diagnose him, fix him, and keep him here.
We're a bit of a specialized hospital. We generally only deal with patients while they're actually sick.
If you release my brother to the government, he does what they want. Even if you fix him, he's dead. I need time to convince him of that.
House has to deal with the patient's brother throughout the episode, and the brother believes that the brother is a liar, and he does refuse to believe that his brother has Hep C.
Screw up, you don't have to worry about a malpractice suit. Instead, one by one, I'll take away the things you love till there's nothing left.
Also, Cuddy and Vogler, the antagonists of Season 1, battle over keeping House at the hospital.
He is not sick.
Dr. Riley is throwing up. He obviously can't lecture.
You witnessed the spew, or did you just have his word for it? I think I'm coming down with a little bit of the clap. May have to go home for a few days.
Dr.
The next and final episode for Season 1 is 3 Stories, and it is the last episode, which is episode 21. In this final episode, House gets a visit from his ex-girlfriend, played by Celia Ward, who is from CSI New York. She's seeking help for her husband, but House declines them and goes to give a lecture to med students, after being forced into it by Cuddy.
Three guys walk into a clinic. Their legs hurt.
Which is his boss. The episode tells us a lot about House and his history, and what happened to his leg. In this episode, there is a guest star, which is Carmen Electra, which has been in a lot of films like Meet the Spartans and Epic Movie. Please stay tuned for our channel for the Season 2 favourite episodes.
It was an aneurysm that clotted, leading to an infarction.
God, you were right. It's House.
We have to do the surgery. The necrotic tissue has to be removed.